Key point 1. Love is beyond the butterflies you feel in your stomach. It's human nature to always risk love, despite past experiences or the terrible stories we hear. However, you must realize that love alone is not enough. Making your relationship work requires specific skills, which we'll consider shortly. But before that, let's be sure we're on the same page about love. David Richo defines love as giving and receiving the 5 A's: attention, acceptance, appreciation, affection, and allowing. All of these come together to fulfill our personal needs. Although the 5 A's are given to others, they make an individual more loving in the process. True love is necessary for all forms of growth, including psychological and spiritual. Love helps you forgive and let go of the past, allowing you to move on and love another person intimately. We must love and nurture our inner selves to grow in any environment. Being mindful is also how our love can be nurtured and expressed, because it helps us accept people for who they are and show the real us. We must be careful not to let our fears and insecurities force us to resort to manipulation and games in relationships. Honesty and conscientiousness underlie trust, without which reliable communication is not possible. So, mindfulness is an avenue to give others the 5 A's of true love, respect, regard, and support. Putting others first does not mean that we do not have desires or wants. It only means we're ready to put them aside and focus on bringing deep awareness and compassion to relationships. This practice is key to love and fulfillment. Next, we will reveal the secrets of healthy, mature relationships in more detail, so stay tuned. Did you know? Buddhist wisdom claims that nature has calibrated the heart, so it is never permanently fulfilled. Key point 2. True intimacy is necessary for relationships to survive. Relationships usually start when individuals leave their family or familiar surroundings, go through unknown territory, and find a partner. Every long-lasting relationship is marked by true intimacy. Intimacy entails mirroring, having a partner who can replicate your thoughts, help your personal goals, and understand your feelings. Close relationships are an excellent field for personal growth. We form and crystallize our ideas, views, and desires in constant dialogue with a loved one. By knowing them, we get to know ourselves. The best partners can arrive any time, and we usually trust the universe to bring us a wonderful person. Thinking this way is good because caring for and guarding our hearts when longing for true love is important. One way to do this is by learning to differentiate between love and attachment. Don't try to force love. Trust the universe to bring your match when the time is right. People often confuse attachment for love, but they're two different things. Attachment is stagnant. It doesn't involve true intimacy and does not progress. But love is the opposite. When two people are in love, the relationship will go through various stages of growth that enhance intimacy. We must also realize that not every individual is ready for love. Some people are better with light acquaintances than with intimate or romantic relationships. It does not characterize you as a bad person, but only indicates your current needs. Perhaps now is not the right time in your life for a deep feeling. Soberly assess your priorities. It is normal that you are absorbed in a career, study, or creativity and need flirting or friendship more than a commitment at the moment. Honesty is key. You can tell if intimate relationships are for you by evaluating your personality and motives for wanting a partner. The most basic test is asking yourself if you're comfortable living with and sharing your life with another person. But how do you know if someone will make a great partner? By evaluating their willingness to give and receive love. Also, check if you can tolerate each other. A suitable candidate for an intimate relationship is someone who lives reasonably close and has no distracting ties that make commitment difficult. It's someone who has no limiting addictions and shares your interests. Did you know? Mature adults seek only about 25% of their needs from their partners. The other 75% they get from themselves, friends, family, career, and hobbies. Key point 3. Trust and romance are essential in relationships. Unmet needs and expectations, such as unfulfilled dreams from a person's past or childhood, hover over most relationships. Trust and self-disclosure are important in relationships for this very reason. You should be willing to tell your partner what to expect from you and your typical reaction to certain situations. Also, share your faults, shortcomings, and strengths with your partner if you seek long-term commitment. Masking your personality in the hope that you will win love and then later revealing your real identity hardly works. Just be yourself. The right person will love you for that. Avoid sexualizing all your emotional needs because a relationship based solely on sex will burn out after a while. Sex is meant to be fun and pleasurable for both partners, not a selfish act. There are 2 phases of love, the romantic phase and the intentional commitment phase. Romance is one of the strongest human experiences. Romantic partners magically meet each other's needs without thinking much about it. This phase feels like heaven, but it's temporary. Although it's a good way to begin a love relationship, the union will only survive if it leads to mature commitment. Most people think of love as a feeling, but love is not so much a feeling as a way of being present. David Richo. People in love should be careful not to fall into romantic addiction, which is very different from romance. In the latter, both partners relate to each other and feel the same way, while in addiction, one partner is possessed by the other. If you realize you're battling addiction, you should not feel shame, but get help as soon as possible because it's difficult to overcome addiction alone. Having stronger feelings after a relationship than you ever experienced during it is a sign that your grief is reviving, perhaps not just from the present loss, but past losses too, often from childhood. In the face of such grief, your ego shows up in frustration and fear, but you must be willing to let go. Key point 4. Resolve conflicts through cooperation and partnerships. Romance shows the bright side of your relationship, while conflict represents the dark side. Both are important, but let's talk about the latter. Conflict is necessary and useful for building a strong bond. The switch from romance to conflict happens in 3 stages. The ideal stage is when everything is rosy. The normal stage is when the excitement and lovey-dovey feelings reduce. And the low-ebb stage is when stress is high, breakdown occurs, and depression sets in. Try to keep conflicts from reaching the 3rd stage when things take more work to resolve. Don't run away from conflicts if your goal is to build a long-lasting relationship. If you work hard to resolve conflicts, they may be blessings in disguise. Cooperation and partnership are the primary keys to resolving disputes. You should also be committed to working things out between yourself and your partner. Start by embodying these values. Commit to always explaining and telling the truth as it is. And always make choices that show you value your relationship. With a few exceptions, men and women often address conflicts differently. Men tend to be more straightforward in solving problems without delay. They focus on specific actions more than words or emotions. But for women, addressing issues may mean talking until both parties truly understand. This strategy involves dwelling on issues until the woman feels heard and appreciated. Being an extrovert or introvert can also determine how easily conflict is resolved. You often cannot love an extrovert the same way you love an introvert. They are 2 different types of people. One likes socializing and the other doesn't. The key to understanding your partner is to know how they react to situations and use emotional language they understand. A sure way to avoid significant conflicts is to discuss dissatisfaction early. Hushing up grievances and accumulating them can be very harmful. Without even knowing it, you can treat your partner worse if you carry unexpressed claims against them in your soul. Remind yourself that you and your partner are different people with different worldviews. Your loved one might not even suspect how their usual behavior hurts you. Make it a habit to tell them what's bothering you right away. Ask them to do the same. Did you know? Some conflicts don't respond to cooperation. Only time can heal them. A good example is a conflict resulting from infidelity. Key point 5. Fear and infidelity can stale good relationships. People begin to fear intimacy when they worry their love interest won't reciprocate their affection, or if the partner later gets tired of them and wants to call it quits. Intimacy fears are normal in relationships. Don't let them keep you from thinking clearly or expressing love when you ought to. Engulfment and abandonment are central fears in relationships. Engulfment is the fear of losing your freedom in the face of intimacy. The fear of abandonment is the opposite of engulfment. It's the fear that you will not survive emotionally if your partner leaves you. This fear typically results from losing attention, appreciation, and affection. It will help if you surround yourself with friends, hobbies, and pleasant things that support your emotional state. If you feel a foothold that is not concentrated on your partner, it will reduce the anxiety of being abandoned. Such fears stem from childhood and past relationship experiences. It's time to talk about it when you sense too much of it in yourself or in your partner. Assure your partner of your love and take active steps toward anything that needs resolving. Try this psychological trick. Think about what specific actions, words, and events make you feel loved and make a list. Exchange such lists with your partner and refer to them in the moment of crisis. Now, let's talk about infidelity. You should know that infidelity is a couple's issue, not an individual one. It may seem more of a significant problem for the offending partner, but cheating doesn't just happen. Something went wrong over time that led to it. Accepting this is understandably hard for both parties. Rather than blame infidelity on the cheater, it's important to make them see their mistake and understand how much their actions have hurt their partner. But beyond that, both partners should work together to heal and protect their union. If the cheating partner is unwilling to change, then almost nothing can be done about the situation. The worst thing about fear is what it does to you when you try to hide it. Nicholas Christopher. Infidelity also triggers the fears of engulfment and abandonment in both partners. You can overcome or significantly reduce these fears by using the AAA approach. Admit the fear, allow yourself to feel it, and act as if you are not afraid. Key point 6. All relationships end, so allow yourself to grieve. The opposite of ego is cooperative love, where partners are concerned with how to make their relationship work. It would help if you eliminated the FACE of the inflated ego, which is fear, attachment, control, and entitlement. The ego is the major obstacle to intimacy, although it is healthy when it helps us make good decisions and fulfill our purpose. A good relationship will help us overcome a bad ego by erasing our self-centeredness and helping us discover how love can be beautiful when we let go of the need to prove ourselves. You will give love more easily when you refuse to let ego and fears get in the way. Don't let feelings of entitlement ruin your relationship. It's okay to expect things from your partner, but you'll drain them emotionally when the entitlement becomes too much. Rather than fold your hand and see what your partner can do for you, follow this age-old advice. Always seek what you can do for them first. This action will keep you from being self-centered. It is inevitable for every relationship to end one way or the other. When you enter a relationship, always have it at the back of your mind that someone will leave first, no matter how long it takes. Doing so will help you prepare for the inevitable grief. When you grieve the end of a relationship, it's because your intimacy needs will no longer be met. The end of something and the introduction of something stressful and hurtful can also bring grief. However, you'll feel the pain of grief when you struggle to hold on to something already gone. Holding on is the saddest part of letting go. Although it's a sad pill to swallow, nothing lasts forever. It's a good idea to start living your life with that in mind. When a relationship ends due to death, separation, or divorce, find a place where you can grieve alone and let go. Do not try to avoid grieving by jumping into a new relationship. It never works. Allow the grieving process to help you grow. Conclusion. A relationship is not just about you, but about everyone around you. By being committed and giving and receiving the 5 A's, you can resolve relationship problems and your relationship will thrive. Remember the 5 A's? They are attention, acceptance, appreciation, affection, and allowing. Success in a relationship is essential to your personal growth because it makes you believe success is possible in every other area of your life. Commitment and trust in a relationship help you let go of your ego, competition, and trying to win arguments. Even when you have disagreements, they don't last, and you can resolve them because you are committed and willing to make things work. Giving and receiving intimacy is possible if you ask for what you want and listen to your partner. Asking for what you want allows your partner to get to know you and understand your needs. No relationship should take away your human rights. Instead, it should help you improve. Finally, by losing the FACE of the inflated ego, fear, attachment, control, and entitlement, you can become the kind of person your partner is grateful to spend the rest of their lives with. Try this. Turn the 5 A's into daily affirmations. For instance, I feel unconditional and mutual love for the whole world. I trust the world and know that any experience is helpful for me. I am grateful for everything I have. In my thoughts and actions, I proceed from a place of love. I cherish my rights and respect the rights of others.